Next question is from Raul Righthand on YouTube. I am a pub brewer without a lot of bells and whistles on the QC side of things. I consistently get oxidation back on my competition notes. Do you have any tips or tricks from me? And this is in relation to canning or packaging for competition. So, it's interesting. First of all, Raul, thank you for the question. I think that's the first time I've seen you around. Sonder is the first time that I've been in a situation where I can measure oxygen pickup throughout the process. It's an amazing thing. I also know that with the great canning line that we have, and the processes that we have in place, we have very little oxygen pickup throughout the entire process, and we work very, very hard on it. But most people don't have access to those things. So there is a concept, and again, this isn't earth-shattering or anything like that. I know that unitanking is used a lot more in other portions of the world. I don't think it's as common in the U.S. as it is in some other places. But the idea is that if you are going to unitank a beer, you brew into a tank, pitch yeast, fermentation happens. Usually before fermentation is complete, you would bung that tank with a spooning valve, and you would allow fermentation to complete. You would hard bung that tank. You would get your full carbonation in the tank. You would potentially use a clarifying agent to drop out the beer, and then being able to package right off that one vessel. If you're in a situation where you can unitank and you have sound process, you can more than likely make a beer that has lower DO than if you are transferring from a fermenter to a bright tank. And again, we're talking if you have none of the bells and whistles tools. The other thing that I was thinking about, it might be really interesting to, let's say, for instance, you want to be entering American Amber Ale into GABF. And you have your American Amber Ale, and you can get it bright and all ready to go. And maybe you want it to be at like 2.5 volumes, 2.6 volumes in the can. Maybe you pull off some of that nice clarified beer, and you dose it with the September. If you could do me a favor and Google real quick what that actual bottle conditioning yeast is. Anybody, but September and I were just talking about it the other day. Get yourself a situation where you are putting your CO2 carbonation level in that beer into a calculator. You can figure how much sugar that you need to be adding. Do this all in a sterile manner as possible. And then, a packet of that yeast, probably like the 11 gram, whatever one, but do like a Corny's worth, like a 5 gallon worth. And then maybe what you can create a situation is if you do have a lower tech situation, you can already have a partially carb beer that's clear, and you can use the can conditioning or bottle conditioning yeast along with a little additional sugar to actually bump you up to where you want to be. Again, using a calculator is key. So the reason that I'm mentioning this in relationship to oxygen is this is kind of the last step before they taste it, right? So if you don't have the tightest bells and whistles at your place, that can be an area where you can make up for some error on the oxygen side, where when that bottle conditioning yeast gets active, attacks that sugar in the can, It's going to scrub that oxygen, and it might give you like a little leg up, right? So give those cans cans or bottles, sometimes to come to full carb. Make sure they're at full carb, get them cold. That yeast will settle out real nice and tight at the bottom. And I don't know, it might be a fun way to attack it. It's difficult when sometimes it feels like you're really punching up in some of those competitions, right? Because sometimes it feels like there can be some disadvantages out there. But I think this one, that might be an interesting way for you to approach it, Raul. So keep your chin up and keep rocking, man. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're gonna maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.